Hello! Welcome back to Let's Play The Tales of Monkey Island. This is the trial and execution of Guybrush Threepwood. I apologise for a bit of delay since the last video, but work and life got in the way for a bit. But anyway, let's continue on with the story.
LeChuck!
Guybrush!
I would have bet my good hand I'd never say this, but thank you
For what? I've caused you nothing but despair.
for taking the fall back there, and for exposing the Voodoo Lady. I don't know what to make of any of it, but now I can focus on saving Elaine and dealing with the pox.
It is the very least I could do. But be careful, Guybrush.
I'm always careful.
This from the guy who proposed to his wife with the cursed engagement ring you stole from my hold?
Is that a dig? Is the evil demon pirate LeChuck developing a sense of humor? This is weird. Where have you been? I thought you were with Elaine.
Well, after leaving Spinner K, Elaine and I set out to finish releasing all those monkeys I'd captured. After we were finished releasing the last of them, Elaine caught wind of your trial, went into a poxed rage, seized a passing clam schooner, and made a beeline for Flotsam Island.
That's my girl.
Needless to say, I took my own vessel and headed after her. But in the middle of the night, my ship was sunk by a rogue wave. I was washed up on an island of cannibals, from whom I deftly escaped, using many of the self-same skills you taught me back on the Jerkbait Islands.
You know, it's amazing how easily man-eating tribes can be reasoned with.
Knowing I needed to get here more than ever, I lashed together a few bits of cannibal leftovers and warthog sinew to build a makeshift raft. Unfortunately, that was soon eaten by the sharks.
Oh no!
So I swam. I swam as fast as I could for 3 days.
And arrived just in time to save me from the gallows. Nicely done, buddy. Kudos to your swim instructor.
I was fueled by the fire of our budding friendship.
I can't believe the Voodoo Lady has been pulling your ghostly slash demonic strings all these years.
It came as a shock to me as well. But her diary spells it all out. You, me, Elaine, we're all part of the Voodoo Lady's malevolent plans.
Malevolence is in the eye of the beholder, Guybrush Threepwood. I know this is difficult to understand, but things are not as they seem.
No, things seem remarkably convoluted, which is what I've come to expect from you.
I've always had your best interests at heart.
Well, what about my interests? Without your meddling, I could have lived a normal, happy pirate's life.
Ha! The destiny of LeChuck has never been normal.
I risked life, limb, and manatee to get La Esponja Grande, and it's a puny, worthless lump.
What?
Soak up the gargantuan wonder that is La Esponja Grande.
That is La Esponja Grande? But wasn't it supposed to hold infinite amounts of voodoo?
I know. What a crock.
The size of the sponge is meaningless. It is what you do with it that matters.
Oh yeah?
Well,
you fight like a... Sit tight, buddy. Once I save Elaine, you're next. Don't worry about me.
Okay, let's see what she has to say.
Hey, you!
Hello, Threepwood.
You sent me on a wild albatross chase for La Esponja Grande and promised me it would cure the pox. But after fending off sexually ambiguous merpeople, a giant manatee, and your crazy ex-boyfriend, what do I get for my trouble? This. Sorry excuse for a kitchen sponge.
La Esponja.
Ah, I noticed you strategically left out the Grande from this worthless piece of junk. Once it cured my piddly leftover pox, it didn't have enough mojo left to cure Elaine.
It's not worthless. It is merely young. It must be brought to maturity in order to reach its voodoo-absorbing potential.
Brought to maturity? How am I supposed to do that? Give it a talk about the sponge birds and sponge bees?
Like all infants, La Esponja needs nourishment. It must be fed 6 special voodoo courses to bring it to adult size.
What sort of meal is that?
A feast for the senses. The menu, Threepwood. Take it, and serve the sponge a meal unlike any other.
And then?
It will grow.
Hey, neat. There's a map of the Flotsam Jungle on the cover. No more listening to bees and birds and boars for this mighty pirate.
So we have a map.
Well, that's odd.
And we can fold it, which is quite convenient. More of that later. But anyway. First course. Okay, yep, we've got 6 different courses we need to do. And I'm going to do these one at a time, basically, because you can do bits and pieces for each of them, but seeing as I'm let's playing this, we may as well do it one at a time. So the first course is put on a napkin that there's a sight, a garish cloth grotesquely bright. The only one I know of is Stan's clothes.
I better fold this up before I put it in my pocket.
So yes, one at a time.
Hey, you! Again!
Hello, Threepwood.
Yeah, we have more options here.
You've been lying to me about LeChuck all these years.
My ways are my own, Guybrush, but rest assured I have never lied to you.
You're lying right now! All this time, I thought LeChuck was an inhuman monster. Actually, he was an inhuman monster, but only because you made him that way.
Did I? Or was I merely playing my role in a much larger play?
Stop trying to confuse me. We're tired of being puppets in your chess game.
This is no game, Threepwood.
About this feast for the senses?
What would you like to know?
The first course in the feast for the senses. The napkin. What's up with that?
The table must be set with an eye-catching napkin to entice the sponge's hunger.
Alright, enough about the feast for now. I met Coronado de Cava.
My beloved. How was he?
Mad. Bipolar. Life ruined. Just another pawn sacrificed in your theater of the damned.
I never meant to cause him harm.
Sure you didn't. Have you seen Elaine? Of course, even if you have, I won't believe you.
So whether I have or have not does not matter.
Well, if you do, tell LeChuck and then have him tell me. So, when I was with DeCava, you might have felt something strange happen.
Ah, you are no doubt alluding to your brief possession of my physical form.
Ha! How did it feel to be the manipulated instead of the manipulator for once?
It was curiously liberating.
You're weird. Yeah, try not to get executed before I cure Elaine.
As you wish.
And now let's see what Stan's up to. I think he's got some new toys on his desk.
Stan!
Threepwood! No hard feelings over all those various civil and criminal charges?
Water under the bridge.
Great.
A bridge with a fast-talking shyster-slash-salesman dangling from it. Still trying to make a buck on my recently cleared name?
Nah, I sold all that junk to that Doro sap. I moved on to the next trial of the century. Flotsam Island versus LeChuck and the Voodoo Lady.
Yeah, how are sales going now?
Great! People can't get enough of the Voodoo Lady's murky moral ambiguity, mysterious unexplored backstory, and her ample...
La 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 la, I'm not listening, la la la.
voodoo charms. And as for LeChuck, well, let's just say the Lady Pirates love, love, love a tale of redemption. The whole bad boy made good angle.
Ah. Have the Voodoo Lady and LeChuck been put on trial yet?
Have they? It's the trial of the century!
Wait, I thought I was the trial of the century.
Yesterday's news, Threepwood.
What kind of souvenirs could you possibly be making out of the Voodoo Lady and LeChuck?
Oh, ye of little faith! Feast your eyes on the all-new People vs. LeChuck and the Voodoo Lady collection!
What's this?
That's a little decorative pin I've whipped up.
Trial of the Century 2. Electric Voodoo Loop.
We're still working on a title.
What's that one?
That's our cursed cutlass of Kaflu LeChuck doll. Press the button for its special transforming glow.
What's happening?
It's a little bright.
Yeah, we're still working out a few kinks.
What's that?
It's my entrancing Voodoo Lady dashboard good luck charm.
Disturbing. On second thought.
Say no more.
I don't suppose you'd be willing to sell me your eye-bending jacket.
Give up my jacket? That'd be like Samson getting a buzz cut, or King Arthur losing Excalibur, or Bluebeard dying himself blonde.
Huh?
Without my jacket, my salesman mojo would wither away faster than a hothouse orchid in a pizza oven.
So that's a maybe? Have you seen my wife?
Have I? That crazy sea devil hit me up for one of my patented and perfectly passable porcelain power pirate treasure maps before hightailing it for the jungle. If we're lucky, that thing will keep her going around in circles for weeks.
Okay, now we need to head towards the Singes, I believe.
What was that? Huh. Something sure shoved a short sword up his aft sail.
Yes, I think we do. And it's time to find out what exactly happened.
What the? Morgan! What happened?
Went to get your hand.
You didn't have to do that.
Had to pay you back for all the trouble. Found Jacques. He told me.
What?
He told me.
What? What did the monkey tell you? Singe.
Oh dear. Where was the blood when he pulled the sword out? But yes, unfortunately Morgan is now dead. And the graphics got a little bit jerky during that scene.
Singe will pay for this. This must have been broken in the fight between Morgan and Singe. I hope the Vole escaped. Auto trepanation helmet. Ow! What? My thumb! God, that blah. Ow! What the?
Okay, I'm quite scared to press the other two buttons. But let's find out anyway.
Ow! Ah! I'm blind! Ugh. Ow! Whoa!
Okay, it's going to be hard to find out what use this machine can be. I know of one use, but that will come up later.
It's broken. Darn, no more bananas. Curse you, banana god. The Vampiridae Flotzimus sucrosus, the flotsam jungle firefly, are a common sight in Flotsam's jungles, which they never leave. Although possessing no natural enemies, the Flotzimus sucrosus has a notorious sweet tooth, drawing it inexorably to bodies of sugar water. It looks like DeSinge is using my hand to make something called the jus de vie. The Vacalian wind control device? What is that creep doing with it now?
Okay, I'm getting quite a bit of jerkiness in this episode. I'm going to have to look into a few things for the next episode.
Did DeSinge murder you too?
Okay.
It's locked.
Well, it may be locked, but we have a tool for that.
Oh no. This is where the Marquis keeps all the severed limbs of the pirates he's operated on. Hey, you never know when a sack of severed legs is gonna come in handy. Or footy, as the case may be. Sorry.
Okay, we have a sack of legs.
It's a sack full of severed legs. Ugh.
Yeah. Right. The next step is to go to the jungle.
What in the name of Bluebeard's hair dye?
Hey, no poaching! I have called dibs.
I think I may be lost. Shouldn't there be a creepy voodoo shack right about there?
There was, until they came to arrest that talk-spreading Voodoo Lady.
What happened?
First came the flames. Poor Senor Nipperkin went up like St. Elmo's fire. Then she emerged from the conflagration, mumbling ancient curses with every regal step. I never forget the baleful stare she fixed me with as she was led away. A look condemning me to a lifetime of suffering, shame, and regret.
Spooky.
And if that wasn't bad enough, I haven't found one bit of cool voodoo stuff in the wreckage. Come on!
Mob justice can be so unfair.
Oh dear. Well, there's not much we can do here. Let's have a quick look around.
Looks like the light of the shack's embers has attracted a swarm of jungle moths. That probably explains what happened to the Voodoo Lady's rug. Even when it's burned to the ground, the Voodoo Lady's shack is still creepy. Ooh. What a shame. That rug really tied the shack together.
Right, moths are meant to be attracted to light. Let's see if we can get them to follow us.
Whoa! Uh-oh. Looks like these finicky moths won't eat a jacket that's encrusted with bacon grease, fish water, and manatee guts. Lucky me.
Right, let's get back to Flotsam Village. Okay, I have no idea what's happened to the camera angle here. Just turn the corner and it's just points us very far out. So yes, I was fairly certain we had to deal with Stan's jacket.
Alright, little fellas, check out these high-def duds. Well, that's just great. The lamp's dead. Well, at least Stan's sign is keeping the moths from returning to the jungle. Stan,
Guybrush, old pal.
Wait a second.
Can I take another look at your Voodoo Lady and LeChuck Gewgaws?
Can't keep your eyes off him, huh?
What's that one?
That's our cursed cutlass of Cthulhu LeChuck doll. Press the button for its special transforming glow.
What's happening?
It's a little bright.
Yeah, we're still working out a few kinks. Hey now, what's this? A fuzzy flying fan club? Ah! Hey, knock it off, you nutty nibblers! That hurts! Sweet, fancy, Moses! Ow! Ow! Ouch! Well, that was one heck of an experience, eh, Threepwood? It's a good thing old Stan always keeps a few spare jackets in the back office, or I'd be defending my clients in the Altogether. Say, that's not a bad idea. Stan S. Stanman, naked attorney at law. You've got nothing to hide, and neither does he. No time to chat, Threepwood. I've got business cards to print.
Okay, if he has spare jackets, then why wouldn't he give us one of them? Then it's an adventure game, so...
Sweet.
Okay, we have a napkin. Let's find out more into the number 2. Antipasta. Jungle meat gives off a smell like stinky feet. The only jungle meat I can really think of...
I better fold this up before I put it in my pocket.
I can't even remember the name of it. There was a picture in Club 41.
Hey, you! Again!
Hello, Threepwood.
About this feast for the senses?
What would you like to know?
The antipasta? Explain.
With the table set, a powerful aroma must encourage the appetite to grow.
I think my nose has been in shock since traversing the inside of a manatee.
I'm sure you will find something.
Alright, enough about the feast for now.
That's one thing I forgot to do.
You know, when I dreamed of becoming a mighty pirate, I never imagined that one day I'd be tying eye-popping napkins around the non-existent necks of mystical sponges.
Oh my word. Right, let's get back to Club 41 to remind ourselves of this beast again.
If Hemlock's telling the truth about this critter, it's got a stench that could peel the barnacles off my rudder.
So yes, Hemlock was the artist of this picture of the jungle beast. So last time we saw him, apart from the courtroom, was back on the pier. And here he is. Let's speak to him. I'm sure he knows a bit more about the jungle beast.
Hi there, Double Peg. How's Miss Trashy Whiskers doing?
Trashy Whiskers? Listen up, Smucker. Her name is Miss Pretty Whiskers.
I forgot the tale of the jungle beast.
None have seen the jungle beast, but 'tis the scariest, foul-smellingest.
Yeah, skip to the end.
The meat disappears from the altar without a trace.
Good story. See ya.
Right, now back to the jungle entrance. Right.
18, 19, 20, and X marks the... When I get me hands on that plaid-coated scallywag, I'm gonna rip off his waving arms and beat him to a briny pulp with them. What are you looking at?
The secret to eternal life.
Le spectre de Grand César!
Doesn't look like Elaine's in any immediate danger. Hopefully she won't commit any unforgivable atrocities before I finish enlarging my pox-curing sponge.
Right, it's pretty much time, so I'm going to leave it here for now. This episode is turning out to be the longest one so far. I'm sure there's still a couple of more still to come along. Anyway, I'll see you again very soon, hopefully. Take care. Bye-bye.